Hello everyone. I wanted to make a quick video to show my collection. It's only about a year or so old, so I still got quite some progress to do, but I felt that a quick tour would be a good idea. Also just kind of to show myself progress over the years. So let's get started. This is my favorite plant. This is Nepenthes vogelii. Absolutely love this plant. This species is my favorite species by quite a bit. This is the female Borneo Exotics clone. I got this from Pearl River Exotics. They are super sweet and you should definitely check them out. Let's see. Here is a Trismatiensis lowii from Dominic over at Red Leaf Exotics. It's quite fast growing. I got it about 6 months ago and it seems to be doing really well. It's put about 3 leaves since then and it has been picking up speed, so I'm quite excited. We have some seedlings here. These are Burbigiae platychila cross vogelii. These are from Drew at Carnivoro. They're still quite small, but they are doing well. It's really my first true try at growing Nepenthes from seed. I've tried a few other times, but I was actually consistent this time, which is important, obviously. Some of the vogelii from Wistuba. These are seedling clones. And then I have some more vogelii here because, again, they are my favorite. Here's another same Grex as the other one, but maybe it's male. That would be great if it was. And then this is my most special plant here. This is another vogelii, but this is a seed-grown plant from a BE vogelii that was intersex, so it flowered male or female one time, and then the other time, the opposite gender the next time. And so it's my favorite species, and it happens to be from a plant that came from Paul Barden many years back. So I do like the differences in the species. You can see this peristome is much more yellow and striped versus this one. It's much greener with the same striping, so I'm curious to see how these will mature over time and if there is much difference in the uppers. But here's the same Grex as before, so it's much greener with less yellow. Pardon. Got a BE platychila here. It was struggling for a bit under my care, but it seems to be picking back up now, so quite happy about that. It's another vogelii over here. Of course, I have many of. This one is from CP Jungle. It is a female, so I do have quite a few. I have 2 confirmed females, so we will see how those turn out. Here is Hamada AW clone number 1. I got this cutting from my friend Jeremiah Harris. Great guy. He's super kind, and well, he has amazing plants, that's for sure. Come on, focus, you bastard. There we go. Here we have another plant that I got from Jeremiah as a cutting. It is a undulatifolia. It is a male from the wild. One of my favorite species. I really do hope to cross this with vogelii someday. I think that will have quite some potential. And I have some other ideas with this, but it is a male, so hopefully she and he will have a good time together in the future. Here we have Burbigiae platychila. It's a little buried in that air plant there, but pretty standard plant. It's fun, it's easy, it's very fast. I can't hate on it too much. Here we have Ventricosa sibuanensis. It's doing okay. I got this one from Bergenwater Gardens. It struggled quite a bit under my care despite how easy of a plant it should be in theory, but it seems to be doing better now, especially with the cooler months here in Denver. Let's see. Ventricosa flava from Gem State Carnivores. Nice little cutting. Alright, let's do a picture in the moss for that Burbigiae platychila. Or maybe it's the other way around, I'm not sure. Here's classic Briggsana lowii ventricosa, or ventricosa lowii, depending on who's female. I got this from Drew. Great plants. I think this is from his tissue culture lab. Very, very, very vigorous. I grew this on a windowsill in conditions that most Nepenthes would be pretty pissed at, but it seemed to do pretty well. So it's a great plant if you can get it from Drew. Here we have another plant from Pro Exotics. This is a BE plant. Let's see what this guy is. Or gal, I actually don't know. Here we go. This is Robert Kentley cross Sibionensis ventricosa. Does really not do too much. The pictures are, they're okay. Hopefully the basal pictures will be a bit more what I'm hoping they are, but the upper pictures, which is what it has been producing, are fine. They're fine. They're not very exciting, but I do think that this will make a great plant to cross with other things, since it does have pretty good size on it. I mean, this is definitely nothing to scoff at, but also I think it can do better. I have some orchids here I got from Fantasy Orchids here in Denver. If you're in the Denver area, you should definitely check them out. I'm not sure where the tag on this guy went, but it's somewhere. Let's see, we have a tenuous here. This is a BE tenuous. Upper picture. Quite dainty and small. This plant has, I am not sure. A lot of this plant has been kind of a struggle to grow, despite other plants doing really well. This one just does not seem to be happy wherever it is. I almost lost it about a year or so ago due to some fungal issues, and then it miraculously came back from nothing. So I really hope that it doesn't die, because it's one of my favorite species. But yeah, it's a little scraggly right now. We got this little orchid here. It's going to be blooming soon. Yep, from Fantasy. Come on. There we go. I'm not an orchid person, despite how many I have. So I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that bad boy. Here are all the little younglings that I have. These grow tent that I have been growing them in over the past year or so, I finally got the conditions to be more stable, but things definitely have suffered in the past. As you can see, this structure of this plant is not great, but they are thankfully recovering. So in a few years, once they are bigger and badder, they should recover. But we got some good stuff in here. Some stuff in Flore, nothing particularly exciting. This plant here is actually one of my most favorites that I have right now. It's from Drew. I won it on one of his many auctions. It's Noct glabrata. This is this is Glandulifera cross Ephipiata hose mountains, or maybe the other way around. I'm not 100% sure. It's been quite a vigorous grower for me, despite it being kind of slow to acclimate. It took like about a year for it to actually acclimate, but now that it's acclimating, it's finally producing those more saddle-shaped leaves, and definitely those glandular glands, if you will. The pictures look pretty good, so I'm pretty excited for that. Let's see. Oh, we have this little baby here. This is Raja Platykyla. This is from Jeremiah. He sprouted this in 2022. And he let me keep one of them, so it is one of my favorite crosses. EP did this cross many years back, and it looks phenomenal. So obviously not exact parents, it'll turn out a little bit differently, but I do think it will turn out to be promising. But yeah, a lot of stuff here is still recovering from the, I'll be honest, less than ideal care that I had them in for the past couple years. It really didn't do much, but they are finally recovering. I'm hoping that in 5 to 10 years I can look back on this video and think, wow, I really started from nothing. Got some bulbophyllums here. I got these down in Florida. Here's a nice Singolana Bellarang. This one is a female. It's flowering right now. I'm probably going to cut the flower off. And then we have Stenophylla, a BE Stenophylla. I got it as a big plant, and it's just a fun little weed to have. And then we got a bunch of other stuff just kind of growing up in there. And yeah, here's that Stenophylla, or Singolana. I'll very much be chopping that soon, but yeah. I just wanted to make a quick little video showing this off. Again, mostly for my own record keeping and just to have my own progress, but also because as a kid, which was like 10 years ago, I had, people that I followed online and that really helped me like maintain my energy and focus for this hobby and something to look forward to. People like Jeremiah Harris, Nepenthes or Nepenthes Island, I forgot what they were. They've changed their username. They don't really grow anymore, but Brad's Greenhouse. They were all really great to see their collections evolve over time, and I hope that I can join that because I finally have good conditions. So there's an undulatifolia. This I got as a pretty mature plant, and then for some godforsaken reason, only this plant got really bad root mealybugs. I've never had to deal with them on any other plants, knock on wood, but this plant, I uprooted it just because it was doing so poorly, and there was just bugs, little mealybugs, mealybugs, all over the root system. So I have done some things over the past year and a half to try and treat it, and it looks like it's somehow survived. So I'm very happy about that. It is a Wistuba clone I got this from Flore. And then this right here, this little baby is a horticulturally horticulturally produced Edwardsiana that I got from Jeremiah. Not a huge fan of this species, surprisingly. Yeah, it's nice, but I think it's a little overrated if you ask me. I really do prefer more of the, I don't know, something about this shape. It's just so nice and satisfying, bulbous. But, Edwardsiana is a must-have in any serious collection, so I can finally check that off. Here is a Aristolochioides. Honestly, I've struggled to keep this one. It seems to really like it quite dark, but I wanted to adjust to the brighter conditions that I will have it in. So we will see. It's still growing and pitching. It's just very slow, and I have to keep it pretty wet. I noticed that even over other Nepenthes, it likes to be kept quite moist. So let's see, what do we got here? Attenborough IBE, got this from Drew. Drew's so nice. If you ever get the chance to order plants from him, be sure to send him a message. He's really great to work with. Yeah, slow growing bugger. And I'm babysitting this for a friend of mine. I've had it for about 8 months now, and it's flowered multiple times, all at once actually, and it smells pretty terrible. I'll be honest, it smells pretty terrible. If anyone is curious, that is the vendor, and this is the plant. Again, not really an orchid person. I'm sure when I turn 60, just like every Nepenthes grower ever, I'll switch sides, but I do have quite a bit of stuff. I have, what is this? Pachypedilum Philippinese. Again, fantasy orchids. I got a whole thing of orchids down there that I do keep. Stuff seems to bloom pretty regularly for me. Again, not my main passion, but it is good to have stuff. This is probably my favorite orchid. Slowest growing plant I have by quite a bit. It does bloom sometimes. It bloomed a few months ago, but the bloom was like stuck up here, so it was a little difficult to enjoy it, but it's definitely a plant to have. I have many more in my greenhouse, but I will do a tour of the greenhouse in spring when all the Sarracenia are looking much better. But yeah, if anyone is curious, I do grow out of an AC Infinity 4x4 tent. I just use their basic 69 plus controller to control everything. I have 2 9-inch fans, I have a humidifier, I have a heater down there, and then I do use a Vipra Spectra 4x4 grow light. These are designed for cannabis, but even at max brightness, Nepenthes do seem to enjoy it quite a bit. So, and then for exhaust, and to help cool everything down at night, which is really important for Nepenthes, I use just their humidity fans. So they're made for fungiculture or whatever, so they can handle the humidity, which in here does get to about 95 to 96% at night. I can't really push it much higher without it condensating and getting a pool on the floor, and then I get algae, and so everything seems to be pretty happy. And I do water everything at least twice a week. Sometimes I do every other day, depending on how much attention I feel like giving them. But yeah, We'll leave it on, again, my favorite plants. I know a lot of people don't really care for this species, but my goodness, I just love it. Thanks so much. I will see everyone, or I guess we'll make another video in a few months, once spring has sprung. It's currently January when I'm making this, so I'm hoping to do videos every, I don't know, a couple months just to show progress over time. But yeah, thanks so much. Bye.